Border Barrels here for another episode of the podcast. Yeah,
well, that's true.
Well, yeah, I guess
you said it weird.
I did say it weird. all right.
Straight into it.
So we're back for another beer showcase, and this week it is Hutto's turn.
Yes.
Do you know what he's brought, Simon?
I do.
Oh.
He has brought the funk. I believe that's what he has brought with him.
Oh, hang on, wait, funk. So some funky yeast. Saison.
No,
We're finally
no,
doing a Saison
Never
pod.
catch me. Never catch me bringing a Saison.
No,
You never know to catch me.
No, we will one day, but maybe bring one, not a whole pod.
Yeah, no, but it is. What are you doing?
Just looking up the prices for the value.
Oh, okay, but he's got some pretty big ones. He's got some pretty big ones here that we might have to sit down for a while after and just think about our lives.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't bring any food this week, so it might have been good to bring this week rather than last.
The only reason why it's unfortunate is because that was a very good spread.
Unbelievable.
If you haven't, just check out the YouTube from last week. The 50th, the big 50th. There was some bloody sausage. There was some pork knuckle. There's still pretzels on the table.
In the first second, you'll see Gratzy's excitement for it all.
Yeah, yeah.
Was that the first second?
Yeah, it's like it.
That's his initial reaction.
It's the first screen on the still, like you know how on Windows you get like the first frame.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just Gratzy's excitement.
So if you're thinking at home, you're like, I wish there were more Gratzy Reacts videos. Well, we have got one. Yeah, Gratz Reacts. Yeah,
it may look like a gag, but it was a good gag.
Yeah.
They're not a joke, as in like
gagging.
It looks like I'm gagging, but in a good way.
In the best way possible. Yeah, so very good. Hard, do you want to tell us about what you brought? What do you got going?
I brought 3 beers.
Excellent.
So I was on brand with the first. I'll give you the little hint now. So the first one is a big triple hazy IPA.
Oh,
that's the first one.
Yeah.
I'm glad none of us drove today.
Yeah. No
the second is a porter.
Yeah.
And the third is first for the pod, a barley wine.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, geez. We are getting stuffed.
So, and all 3 beers are provided by Hawkers.
Oh, nice.
So I have 2 photos with the head honchos of breweries.
Yeah.
Mountain Culture and Hawkers. So
how good.
I thought I better bring them.
Yeah. Now,
shout out Maz.
Always love
shout out
Hawkers.
Maz. Maz is a really nice guy. I thought that was such a funny interaction at Gabs because who was his mate? Was it just his mate?
Yeah.
Or just some
started
bloke?
with P. Paul or Phil.
Anyway, really nice guy. Just comes up to Hudson and he goes,
P or
"Oh,
hard
come
P?"
meet my mate." And then he's
Well, he was like,
talking
"Do
to this
you
other guy.
work for Mountain Culture?" Because I was wearing a Mountain Culture hoodie. And yeah, a heap of people asked me that night. I must have given off like brewer vibes.
Nah, man, I learned because I made the mistake the year before wearing my Black Hops shirt.
Yeah.
Because I thought people would go like, you know, a concert. It's like, well, I know the bands. I'll wear band
Yeah.
shirts. But I kept being told you work for Black Hops. I'm like, okay, no one else is wearing band beer merch for this reason.
Yeah. So,
Casual clothes next time.
but yeah, and we were talking, and he was just like, "Why do you like Mountain Culture?" And I was like, "Blah blah blah." And he's like, "What do you think of Hawkers?" And I was like, "Blah blah blah." He's like, "Well, this is Maz. He runs it.
Yeah.
He runs the whole show." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit! I hope I didn't say anything bad." Definitely didn't because they're great.
Nice.
And then we had a bit of a
Really
chat,
nice guy.
and we tried what was the highlight of Gabs for us? They did the
Odie McOatface.
Yeah, Odie McOatface, which was
that was delicious.
very delicious.
Yep.
But yeah, do you want to get into it?
Yeah, bloody oath.
I've been Hawkers to you guys for years.
Yeah.
No, but I have. I think I'm not saying I was the first one on it. I think we all knew, but I think
I've got the numbers.
we've got the numbers. I think it might.
Got receipts.
I reckon mine will be quite favourable. But I've always been a big fan ever since I had still in bottles. They're pale that had the little cart on the picture.
Which I believe is that the standard one or is it the
I think
Pilsner
it was
that's on
just
at
their
the good shed?
I think it was just their standard pale from like long before cans became a thing. So it was in the Dan Murphy's cheap bin at one point. So, yeah,
Silly Dan's.
yeah. I would have paid more for it.
Impending Doom. Mosaic hopped triple hazy IPA.
Yes.
10.5%.
Thank you.
Now, you know I
Jeez.
already love this beer before we've drank it, just for the way they
What's the
promoted
reference again? I don't know.
So
short.
they
Short
call-
story.
The beer's called Impending Doom. Not sure if it's because of the song by the band, but Chimera, one of my favourite bands, and when they put this up on Instagram to promote it, they used a sample from the song.
Yeah.
There you go.
No,
Okay.
that's cool. I'm really keen for this. This sounds delicious.
So the good thing about Hawker's cans, like obviously artwork aside, They actually give you like a hops rating, a malt rating, and a yeast rating out of 5.
Yep.
So this one's a 5 out of 5 for hops, 2 out of 5 for malt, and a 2 out of 5 for yeast. Impending Doom. We've said it before, we'll say it again. Mosaic is an absolute weapon among hops. Up to this point, we hadn't yet armed a triple hazy IPA with its prowess of stone fruit, citrus, and resin. However, that changes with this beer. At 10.5% ABV and wielding Mosaic like an extension of its own body, it's not a beer to be taken lightly, lest it becomes your demise.
Impending doom, can't escape.
Yeah, here it comes.
$15 this one was from. So all three I bought from my beer dealer.
Bought a barrel stamp
Cool,
of
yep.
approval. Well done.
Yeah, cool.
Cool opening sound.
Cool can.
As far as
different to what we usually look at.
I haven't had a taste, but looking at value so far, quite a high score, I believe. Where's my little chart? Do I have a chart? Oh, it's over here.
Do you have a pen?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a pen.
Yeah, sure, I've got a pen.
You got one of them.
Very exciting.
Now, as I mentioned last week, we record a week before we release. So today we'll be looking at in the camera's direction quite often because it is Bathurst 1000 Day.
Yeah, so you'll see Gratzy and Hudson look in that direction. However, I may not.
No.
Gratzy, just so Simmo feels connected to Bathurst, he's going to actually watch the 1998 Bathurst.
Yes, Craig Lowndes still about.
I think I saw
he's
him
racing
before.
today. He's
Isn't that nuts?
his gear, something with his clutch and gear system broke,
Wayne Gardner.
but he's back.
Wayne Card.
Brocky.
No, sorry, just
Wayne Gardner, wasn't he the motorbike rider?
I think he did both.
Yeah.
I think he actually did both.
Okay.
I can confidently say that.
Now, I don't know anything about car racing before anyone thinks that I follow it religiously, but
This smells great.
I do have
Tastes
a
great too.
family member who's not going too well. Let's just, I don't know anything.
Who's in the race? I
Who's in
believe.
the race?
Not just in the show.
Shout out to, they're in the hospital bed. No. Yeah,
Oh.
so,
I'm Gardner's car
Yeah.
has driven into a wall, which is, for those that don't know car racing, not ideal.
you need your car to be going in a forward motion, not stopped at a wall.
Yeah. Walls tend to hinder progress.
Who's got a Toy Story helmet?
That's Mr. Wood. I don't know his first
Yeah,
name.
Woody.
Oh, that's pretty...
I've got a snake. That's probably why, right? I've got a snake in my boots.
He saw a snake in the car and he
I've
crashed
got
it
a
straight into
car
the
in
wall.
this wall.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, local boy Dave Reynolds. He was doing pretty well before, and then something happened. Now
Drive-through penalty.
Yeah, that's something.
Controversy, I think it was.
Yes, it was. Oh,
Anyway, what do we think of the bird?
very good. Very good. It's delicious. It's a little bit boozy. And
It's so smooth.
you can taste the mosaic and you can smell it too. It's one of my favourites. That nose hair's still there.
It's... Honestly, we're going to have an intervention with him about his nose hair.
Like, if he could just help me out. If he
A
could
live
help-
pluck.
Yeah.
I think we need to
Live
do.
on the pod.
Yeah, boozy's correct, but smooth is also correct. It's very... Everyone's correct. Positive vibes. It's There's a thick beer. The flavour is almost like smoothie, but I wouldn't say that the beer has that thick quality. Like, we have some beers that like a
Yeah.
smoothie sour,
Yep.
whereas this is nothing like that. But the actual fruit profile you're getting with the depth of the booze makes it like you conducted that one like an orchestra.
It built. I'll tell you what, looking at this is going to be one of my highest scores ever, I think. According to the BB system.
Well, I've adjusted the spreadsheet, so we might be able to get a better live look.
yeah,
Live ladder.
But yeah, I can taste that mosaic like they said.
Yeah,
So
geez, that's good.
as advertised, spot on. Really cool. It looks like I don't know. What did we say? Again, we said before the Nice Guys, that really cool movie.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of
It's an
can art that
era.
looks like that.
Yeah. Also, I might note, and tell me if this is incorrect, I reckon there's probably a little bit of hop burn.
Touch.
A touch. But I don't, as I've said before, maybe off air, I would say that I don't see that as a negative.
Neither.
I get excited because I'm like, yeah, it has all the hops.
Yeah,
So,
because it seems I don't say universal, but from what I read online, it seems people use it as a negative constantly.
yeah, well, I mean, the term hop burn, it doesn't sound very exciting, but I'm excited. You can bloody, yeah. If I want to be burnt by something, it's hops.
Yeah, don't you want like a heavy hopped beer to be able to taste it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess people that are into malt driven and other things
Yeah.
and yeast driven might not be quite into it. But yeah, put them all in there.
This is one of those
Fill them up.
sit on your own, make sure the wife and kids are in bed, and you can just drink this for an hour and a half just on your own and just enjoy the whole thing.
Think about
no
where
other
you're
tasks.
at, what you've achieved.
Yeah.
all
No
positive.
other tasks while this is being consumed.
Now, what type of beer was this? What type of beer?
So it says Mosaic hopped triple hazy IPA.
yeah, not as hazy as I
Not
would
as
have
hazy.
expected. But
So according
not bad.
to Untapped, it says IPA triple New England / hazy.
Geez, that's good. Look, it's gone.
The only reason I haven't given it
does.
5.
The color is like a lighter West Coast rather than a.
Yeah, it's fairly clear.
I wonder if that's because it's like triple hops, just because it's so dense of a beer.
I know.
The only reason I didn't give it a 5 for as advertised was probably it wasn't as hazy as expected through the way they advertised it, but that's fine.
Yeah, that was good. That
huge
was
rating.
That was one of those beers, right? Where it's what is it, 10 point something?
10.5.
So I would, if that was 5.5 and tasted the same, which you sort of can't do, that would still be the same. How'd you go, buddy?
Nah, just don't tell him.
Okay.
What?
That a little bit hit the table.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So that would still be the same
Sickening.
score for me, which is a 4.5. So if that was half the alcohol,
Oh, now interesting
it would be the same score.
ingredients. Oats.
Oh, to make it smooth. There you go.
Potentially. And that makes a little bit more sense now. The depth. I guess depth is the right word there.
Yep.
So it's not a thickness per se with this beer, but did we also mention it's
quite
3.6
sweet.
standard drinks? I can't remember if Hudson mentioned that for a
Nah.
440ml can, 10.5%.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's very good. Very, very good. Well done.
So 3.6 standard drinks, $15.
Yeah, that's
very
what I
good
was. That's what I was saying. I did like. Hutto had told me vaguely what was going on, and I'm just looking at those numbers there. I'm like, goodness, that's
Do you guys want the live ladder on where that beer now sits on Untapped and BBRS leaderboards? I can do that now
Of
because I
course.
made it smarter.
Yeah. Oh, you made it smarter.
Smarter.
Okay.
So Impending Doom is now second in the BBBRS leaderboard.
Sorry, is that the entire rating system, or is that just
That's the
beer?
whole. That's what do you do? Just the beer.
Sorry, the Untapped. I should have said.
No, so that's our whole rating system for BBBRS, and then Untapped, it is now second as well.
yeah.
Equal second with B2 Bomber 13 and the Russian Imperial Stout and Superdelic Fragilistic Expialidotish.
What I like about
And some others.
the rating system is obviously the rules and that sort of thing. We can't just sort of pick our favourites. It's based on a couple of numbers. You can't sort of rig it.
No.
The other thing that I like is if I looked at all those beers and before drinking them and picked the order that they would appear in, it would not be that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just think like just learning about different things and trying different things. I think it's opened my mind to, you go to the pub and you do pick something different. So I probably recommend anyone at home or anyone watching on the YouTube, like and subscribe, please.
Yeah,
hit
do
the
it.
notification bell. But like if you do it that way, you will try. It will open your palate and you will try different stuff. There's quite a few places around town, and there's places like Wagga Bidgie in the Vine that you guys should go to. It's quite a good place where you can go in and try and talk to the people who are working there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Anyway,
Bidgie and Vine.
Bidgie in the Vine
And
or
if-
something like that, and you can sort of pick some, and then they serve it to you, and you can try it there.
Do you have to
right?
pay extra for corkage?
Not sure. I don't remember that. Yeah.
But experimenting with different flavours, anyone that listened to or watched our Oktoberfest pod would know that we understood a little bit more about German styles of beer, enough that during the week I went out and bought a Schwarz beer.
Oh, did you?
Schwarzbier?
Yeah, cool. Well, at least you know what it
I
is.
saw one there.
Schwarzberry.
Yeah, I saw one sitting there at the East Albury IGA. Nice little craft range there. And I'm like, you know what? I know I like this style now because we gave it a crack. So
Last week I was surprised by how many I really liked. Like
Yeah.
I knew that German beers were good, but I was like, I wonder if these are up my flavour alley, and they were.
yeah. Do you have any Hawkers information?
Yep, I do. Glad you asked.
Nearly forgot.
Hawkers is a fiercely independent company, and with our unconditional commitment to spreading flavourful beer, we will never stop striving to achieve our goal of converting 100% of the market to drinking better beers.
I like that.
And when they say better beers, they mean Hawkers beers.
Not better beer.
No. So that's their tagline, their point of emphasis. The beginning. Founded back in 2014 and launched in Feb 2015, the company's real roots actually extend much earlier. Now, Maz, I'm sorry that I'm going to mispronounce your full name. Mazen Hajar. That looks about right.
Marzen.
It's not
Madsen.
Martin. Mazen Hajar. Sorry, mate. Our founder started the Middle East's first craft brewery back in July 2006 during the war between Israel and Hezbollah.
Isn't that crazy? That's awesome.
By the time he left, his old company was exporting beer to 26 different countries, including Australia. It was after one of his trips to Australia, hawking beers in a Sydney suburb, that the decision to start a brewery in Australia was made. The hawker's name is inspired by the street vendors that roamed Australia from the early days of the colony. Many early immigrants were hawkers, as they needed little capital or skill to push a cart and earn a living. Their activities were critical for the health of many regional economies, and they helped spread the colony further.
Yeah, right. The term hawker, I think I may have heard it before, but didn't know what it was. That's pretty cool. Isn't it funny that, country roots and like towns and cities, it's bloody based around sport and beer.
Can I...
footy team, and then there's a pub, and then there's beers. And
Can I be a little bit self-deprecating for a moment and tell you a story about me being stupid?
Yes.
Depends how long it's going to take.
I didn't know I didn't know hawkers in that term for a little while, and I was probably 19 when I learnt this. And this story is the reason why. It was in Melbourne. I remember it was after Hawthorn had beaten Geelong in 2008. I went to a shop, and at the front there was a big sign that said "No Hawkers." And I was with a mate, and I said, "Gee, I reckon a Geelong supporter must own this shop." And I was being fully serious. Turns out that's not correct. They just didn't want people coming in trying to hawk new products.
There you go. Yeah, because it's...
So I was doing some research. That's why.
Yeah,
But they may have gone for
kept the
Geelong as well.
riffraff out.
It also kept the Hawthorn supporters out. I did not enter.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, because I hadn't heard the term before. That's very interesting. Cool.
I'll get the second beer, and then I've got a little bit more on the beginning of hawkers, and then some on our approach. And then a fun little thing on their website, they do a beer quiz. What's your favourite style? And it's 10 questions. So, sorry, listeners, but we're going to go through that each, I think.
You reckon? Oh, we could do it together. Maybe we could try and...
With you
Do it as a
guys.
pod, yeah. As water barrel, yeah. Well, I know what he's got, but like...
You're breaking my biscuits. Biscoff Porter.
Another thing hawkers do really well, and I feel like it might be just in modern, like these days, I really like the names. They're just going for it. What should we call it? We're calling it this.
Well,
Out it goes.
Yeah. So no, but were you gonna talk about their series they did a few years ago? The other ones that did Late to the Party and Steph Likes a Party.
I wasn't going to. I was going to actually tell a story about when we were playing cricket out the back at my former place of work, where you guys still work. And I was bowling to you, and Simmo walked out of the office and protected his privates and went, "Watch me biscuits." And so every time I read this, you're breaking my biscuits.
Yeah, wow.
You're throwing cricket balls at me biscuits.
Jesus Christ. That did happen. True story.
Yeah, it does sound like something I
Correct.
would say. Very good. Maybe they're listening in. So what's this? This is a porter.
Biscoff Porter.
Oh, yum.
Shout out to a friend of ours who doesn't drink craft beer.
Yeah.
Who was the first person that even showed us what Biscoff was and said, they should do a beer with this in it.
Yeah, bloody Katie, isn't it?
I thought it was Sky.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go.
No one knows anyway.
But there's
I
a
don't know
Sky,
whether that
Katie, Biscoff enthusiasts, and yeah.
Big fans of the
Big
Biscoff.
fans of the Biscoff.
Big fans of the Biscoff.
Yeah, but yeah, delicious. There's a new ice creamery in town.
There is.
Do a butters.
We can't go there, though.
Oh yeah, because there's so many people out the front.
I can't betray my
Monumental.
favorite.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I thought it was quite interesting. Not like,
You know
competition's
what the funniest
fine,
thing is? It's
but
3 doors away.
That's what
It's
was
not even,
interesting.
like,
Yeah.
in the same town.
Yeah,
It's,
there's a bit of a bummer.
it's in the
really.
same building almost.
Yeah.
yeah, a bit Amsterdam-y, that.
What?
Well, in Amsterdam, there's only 3 types of shops, which is sex shop, drug shop, cafe, and a fast food restaurant. And they basically just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, all around the CBD.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Well, if I go there and find another shop, I will be very cross because I feel you would have told me a lie then. But no, that's pretty cool. That is
Slight exaggeration, but very close.
Okay, yeah, very good. I was watching a video about the red light district. recently, and how they're
On
trying
what
to
website?
YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube.
Okay, thank God.
Absolutely. So they're trying to they were going to try and move the red light
okay.
district out of the
Into the
Yes.
green light district.
I don't know.
sorry.
I don't know. I didn't
Yeah,
really.
that's okay.
I didn't really understand how it worked. Anyway, very good.
I like this can art.
So where did they land on it? Are they moving it?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
But there are parts they're trying to move it outside of the city, but it's like, well, you'd have to go there, and the whole reason. I don't
Tourism?
know.
It's like not the drawing power of it, but the fact that it's just there.
I think
Like
what
if you're drinking and getting high in the city and it's like, hey, do you want to drive 20 minutes to the new red light district? It's like, nah.
Yeah, like I haven't been there, but I feel like it's sort of part of its charm. It's something different. That's why you would travel, because it's kind of odd.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
to
you
go
kinda
there, but it's
fall
just
into it.
odd. Yeah.
You're like I remember one night, like we obviously, like it is a tourist destination, but like we were just kind of, I think we had dinner, we were just walking around, you turn a corner and it's like, oh,
Women in the window.
there's women there.
How much is that? No. The weirdest thing about it, for a city that is big on, I want to say big on drinking, but it's like all European cities, and, smoking weed and all that sort of stuff, that culture. It's amazing how they have no barriers next to the canals, and the canals are everywhere. You're just falling in.
I think it's one of those things, like you've got like work safety and that sort of stuff is all really strict, but then you go home and so Bunnings is a really good example, right? So like if you're on a job site, if I'm a tradie, I've got all the protective gear, I've got a harness, whatever. You can go down to Bunnings and buy bloody anything and just go home and do whatever you want without any safety precautions at all.
This is not your place of work.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Well, it's sort of on you, and I guess Amsterdam is kind of on you. Whatever happens. So yeah, there you go. Much like Vegas.
Tell you what, I wish this beer was on me.
Yeah, it's
Well,
really
the
nice.
other beer
isn't
that's
it?
on the table.
It's on the table. It's in me now.
Yeah, it's really nice.
9% ABV equates to 3.1 standard drinks
Yeah,
in this
that's
440.
Huge.
It's hard to describe why Biscoff biscuits are so delicious, but they simply are. We are taking the inexplicable deliciousness and adding it to this robust porter without restraint, creating a tasty snack and a delectable beer melded together in perfect harmony. It's unclear why this wasn't more of a thing already, but rest assured it is now.
Yeah, exactly.
We said the same thing.
So, has anyone had Biscoff? I think Gratzy has. I have as well.
I don't think I've had
Hudson,
Biscoff biscuits.
Yeah. So do you know what they taste like?
Nah.
So essentially, I've had the biscuits and I've also had the spread, which they also have, and it kind of reminds me of Anzac biscuit dough.
Okay.
That's what I would say. Gratzy, what would you say?
A little bit of that. However, I have had it a few times out of the jar with a spoon because that's generally how I like to consume any spreads. And that is a little bit more concentrated and it's more so like what you're saying. So haven't necessarily tried it as often in biscuit form.
Yeah.
Jar form, that is.
But Anzac biscuity, like maple syrup,
Yeah.
or what do they use in Anzac biscuits? It's not maple syrup. It's like and it's not treacle. It's something. I'll have to look this up. Golden
Also,
syrup.
this was $13.
Yeah, that's.
Oi, 5 out of 5
Yeah, I'll change.
on value. I saw the 13 written there. I was like, if that's the price of this beer,
Simmo changing.
Who
Who would have thought?
But yeah, Anzac biscuits, absolutely delicious.
While you look that up, more on Hawkers. When we started brewing in Feb 2015, we were just 4 people. It's been a wild and crazy ride to get where we are today, and we have seen astounding growth in both our number and in our learning. Dozens of skilled and passionate people working together day in and day out make Hawkers the exceptional brewery that it is. We are lucky to have an all-star crew of talented and team-oriented co-workers who have come together to grow this company into a very special community.
Special.
At the end of the day, it is our invaluable fans who believe in what we are doing as a company, who inspire and motivate us to keep moving forward.
Oh yeah, I would have to agree, and also the fact that Maz is willing to get out there and talk to the people.
Man of the people.
Maz of the people.
I wrote. I think I was asking about Odie McOatface or something. I actually wrote to the Hawkers Instagram, and
You
who
said
bloody
great beer.
who bloody replies? Maz replies. So, and they're a big. They're not as if they're a small little place. Like they're a big place.
Yeah, it's not like if you messaged our podcast and
Yeah, we would have
One
our
of us
assistant.
replied.
We would have our assistant. To
Well, I'm
write
not sure
back.
who replied to me on Instagram, but I did say you can't hide that Chimera song from me when the Impending Doom was released, and straight away a reply came back saying you have an astute eye or ear, one of those. Anyway, thank you for replying so quickly.
Yeah, so Anzac biscuits, it's golden syrup.
Yep.
So
yeah.
there's golden syrup, treacle, and maple syrup, which are pretty similar. Treacle, I think, is something pretty hectic.
Have you ever had golden syrup dumplings?
I have not.
Incredible.
My
Yeah.
mum makes golden syrup dumplings.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my
Well,
nan. It's been a while. Gee, it's been a while. Bit of roastiness to this as well. You guys
Yeah.
get a bit of roastiness
Well, that's
to
the
it?
porter part.
Well,
I
it's funny,
suppose.
yeah, when it said robust, like they're describing the porter as robust, but it actually reminds me of Bridge Road's robust porter, just with
With
the
9%
added flavour.
Biscoff.
Yeah. Just quickly before we get into the quiz, I wanted to mention also Hawkers have on their website our approach. They do have a whole page on sustainability as well if you want to check that out, because we all love the breweries and all businesses are looking into sustainability and protecting our planet.
Yeah, and also
That's what we want to see. 'cause
very-
without the planet, well, we're not doing the pod.
a very short note on that. It's not for any. There's no political stance or anything, but it's like if you've got an opportunity, just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our approach. If you're looking for a conventional brewing company, you can stop right here. On the other hand, if you're the type of person that wants more out of life, you don't settle for cheap or easy shortcuts and simply think that life is too short to compromise, then you may have found some friends. There is no wrong or right way to brew beer. There is the passionate, artisanal way and the industrial way. Hawkers chose the artisanal approach. Our ingredients are of the highest quality and are never artificial or chemical. Our brewing techniques were inspired by great traditions and experimental methods, and we use the best equipment. Our team is intelligent, motivated, dedicated, eccentric, and sometimes just plain crazy. We believe in brewing the absolute best beer we possibly can, spreading it to the 95% who still don't drink craft beer, and having fun while doing it, because life's too short to drink bad beer.
Yeah, exactly. That's a bloody good
Damn,
call.
that's a better we've been trying to come up with a really good tagline for this pod, and that's
Well,
it.
that's the
and we
reason
can't
why they're
steal it.
successful and we're not as successful yet.
Well, I mean, we're probably on par.
I mean,
Oh,
after
shit.
last week's 50th, we're going to be soaring.
Oh, surely.
It's
The
goodbye,
outfits.
goodbye, Hawkers. They're in the rear view.
Yeah.
No, we're the hawkers of craft beer podcasts in Australia. A little bit underrated.
Yeah.
Like, do people think about them when they're in the mountain culture and all that sort of stuff? It's like, no, the Border Barrels crew, though. Yeah. What a beer. I rated this higher than the... on Untapped, it's the same because both
did you
beers are
actually?
incredible.
Okay.
But on the as advertised, the can art, the blurb, and the value, all higher. And since we know how high the Impending Doom was rated...
7 or a 2?
2.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, only airlines rate out of 7, Hudson.
Is that true?
Is
Yeah,
that right?
but they rate it out of 7 because I think they give it's like 7 categories and it's like a 0 or a 1. I think it's like
Yeah.
a pass or a fail in that category. So, yeah, probably.
That all started from some meme where someone kept doing like joke reviews on things and giving
5
it
out of
a
7.
solid 5 out of 7.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
very
gave it a
funny.
perfect 5 out of 7.
And that
that interaction on some social media back in the day, remember that?
yeah,
I
that for,
gave The Dark Knight a perfect 5 out of 7.
yeah, that for me will never be funny. It's just something about it. It's just absolutely hilarious.
Did you mean never not be funny?
What did I say?
You'd
Never
never,
be
be funny.
That's pretty funny. I believe I did.
For me, that will never be funny.
Because you said it with such like a positive inflection. It was like, yeah, what did you just say?
That'll be never funny to me. Yeah, right.
That Biscoff has gone straight to your biscuit.
Bloody oath it has. I can feel it. I can feel it.
I can feel it in my
I
biscuits.
feel it in me biscuits.
Got some
very
movement.
good.
Anyway.
Just
Bit of
alert
movement near the
everyone
scene.
that we have the new #1 Border Barrels beer review system. beer.
Oh, really?
Just putting it out there.
Jeez.
#1, Untapped. We're looking at the #9 beer.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, sorry, #8.
Dr. Knickerbocker. Oh, no.
Okay. Making
What's
history.
a Knickerbocker?
I don't know. I just know it from the Wiggles.
No, because like New York Knicks are the New York Knickerbockers.
Are they?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I thought knickerbockers were like pantaloons,
yeah. So that it's the pants they wear.
but I'll check.
That'd
I
be
don't-
pretty funny. It's like the only sports team named after an item of clothing. It's like, hey, wear the Melbourne T-shirts.
The Spurs.
Yeah, it's technically, would that be technically clothing?
Oh, it's an accessory.
It's a spur of clothing.
So knickerbocker, loose-fitting breeches gathered at the knee or calf. So like, pantaloons. You know pantaloons, how they have...
They're like real flowy, but they have a cuff.
Yeah.
That is what they used to play, like VFL, 1896.
Yeah.
That's what they used to play footy in.
In knickerbockers.
The style of pants settlers wore. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
there you go. So perhaps... Is there a story about New York where they first settle? I don't really know my US bloody history.
Not going to guess.
Just in case it goes there and people flame us, I'm not going to say anything. We will end it there. So there you go.
Did you say you had untapped stats, Hudson? You may have a structure, and I'm sorry if I've got.
Well, I've got them there. You can ask them now. I had the quiz loaded as well, but do you want numbers?
I'm
first?
really interested because I reckon that early in the journey when I just got on Untapped, I was really into all the Hawkers beers. So
Well, let's give you. We'll go yours first if you're so keen. So your first Hawkers beer that you reviewed. Reminder: this is reviews only, not what you've had, because I don't know.
Yeah.
First beer, the Stout.
Oh.
Which is their year-round core stout, 5.4% ABV. You gave it 3.75 out of 5.
I don't even remember.
No review. Your most recent was the Le Fruit Fruited Saison, very on brand. 8%, released in 2022, which you gave a 3.75 out of 5.
I remember that. It was enjoyable.
Your highest rated beers. So you did review these, but because you had multiple, I didn't write them down. Freedom Units Triple Hazy IPA from 2020, 10.5%. Apollo After Dark Pastry Stout, released in 2020, 9.7%. I believe it was orange.
That was the Choc Orange.
Yep. And then Dreaming of Oats IPA, 2020 also, 7.5%. You gave all three a 5 out of 5. So 2020 was a good year for Hawkers.
5 out of 5.
Yeah, good. Well, you love Hawkers in every way.
For myself, first beer was a Framboise Atra, I think that's how you say it, I'm not French, Raspberry Sour IPA, 6.5% ABV, released in 2021. 4 out of 5 I gave it. Wrote delicious, fruity and sour, an IPA that tastes very light.
That's what you wrote.
Yeah, so my beer profile has definitely changed then, because I gave it a 4 out of 5 for tasting light.
Okay, yeah.
Like, as we know now, it's like, just feed me the...
Unless it's
heavy.
motor oil,
Most recent I had was the Double West Coast IPA, which is their seasonal brew at 9%, 4.25 out of 5.
It's a good beer.
And my highest rateds, I had this Apollo After Dark and the Dreaming of Oats, same as Gratzy. I also had the Knafa Habibi Pastry Stout, 8.5%, released in 2020. That was part of the Beer Cartel Xmas can vent, which was it was Christmas Day. They did it with like a local Turkish baker.
Awesome.
Or Turkish? Oh, Jesus, that I might get in trouble with the community that it's actually from. I think it's Turkish baker. I can't remember.
Well, it tasted good.
Yep.
Yep.
And the bourbon barrel-aged white stout from 2021, the one that tasted exactly like a cheesecake shop
with the
caramel
bird on
mud
it?
cake. Yes.
Yeah, what a beer that was.
So I gave all 4 a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, nice.
Sime, you ready for your numbers?
Oh, God, yes.
Sime, first ever Hawkers beer, Freedom Units Triple Hazy IPA.
What a start.
Said more delicious than I expected, ... Like heaps more.
Yeah, it sounds like something I'd say.
2 out of 5.
4.5 out of 5.
Okay, that's good.
That's good. That's a good rating.
Most recent was the St. Hildegard Imperial Rye West Coast IPA. 8% released in 2021. 4 out of 5.
The same comment applies.
Yep. And your highest rated beer was in fact the Freedom Units.
Yeah, because that was a very cool can too, wasn't it?
No 5s for Sime.
Yeah, because I'm a dickhead. Don't listen.
Really on brand.
Before we move on too much from their range, I'm more than happy to die on this hill and this personal perspective, but if you need recommendations, Core Range Hazy Pale, Core Range West Coast IPA, both from Hawkers are my favourite of any brewery in Australia.
The double West Coast IPA is one of the best, like, not year round because it's seasonal, but like readily somewhat available.
Yeah.
But just the West Coast itself. Funny, I used to, when I was still collecting all my cans, I'd had it on tap, never had it in cans until Soph and I saw a band at Paddy's and I bought a can and then like she stuffed it in her bag for me so I could like take the can with me.
Cute.
I haven't done that. Like I have many cans in tubs, but I've never taken one from a venue.
And
All
just
my
so you
cans are from
know,
home.
I'm going to look behind the camera here at all the cans. So they're
Tub. I can see tub
they're
25.
over
No,
there.
26 is the highest number. I
Yep,
can see.
they're over there.
There's, yeah.
There's a few.
I've got a couple of, I've got probably 4 tubs that I haven't updated my spreadsheet with too. So.
But
cans.
this could be a strategy. It could be paying for someone's bloody university education. You never know.
Teddy's college fund.
Yeah, Teddy's college fund. So yeah,
My
good stuff.
cans.
There's also a box.
Hopefully the value of cans
No, so you
doesn't
cash
go
them in,
down.
only a quarter of them.
There's also a box over there that says ass.
That is true.
I believe it's assorted, but I'm
Yeah.
just
Oh, the ass tub.
play it as it lies. All right, sorry. Keep going. What do we got?
Well, we may as well get in the third beer. How's your guts going? Because they're 2 pretty big beers and it's only getting bigger.
Yeah.
Good.
And it's getting thick. Like this pours like petrol, I reckon.
Have we revealed?
one?
Have
Yeah.
we
Do you
revealed
know?
what this is?
Like just based on this style that I've had before.
I've never had many of this style. Like, very, very rarely.
Barley wine 2023, 11.2%, 3.9 standard drinks. It is a 2 out of 5 for hops, 5 out of 5 for malt, and 2 out of 5 for yeast.
Yeast.
5 out of 5 for malt.
Yeah, because it's pretty much the same. It'll be the same color, a derivative of the same color as a can, I imagine.
Yes, something similar.
Yeah.
So that's your can.
Wow, best can out of the day.
Yeah, it's good. I think I've barley wine. So I reckon I had my first one was in the Mountain Culture Christmas pack. Again, wouldn't choose to drink it, but I had it, and I was quite taken aback by it, both by taste and by ABV. It really sat me down very quickly. So if you don't like it, you'll be put to sleep.
So this one was $18, but it is 11.2%. Yep. Keep him all right. Once you've created a monster, it can't always be controlled. This untamed barley wine is both a gentle giant and brutish beast, wielding sultry notes of dried fruits and fortified wine. Show it due respect, and it will return the favour. Enjoy now, or cellar it for a rainy day. Even better, treat yourself to this one and grab a second for future you. Future you will be stoked.
Okay, that's pretty nice. It came back, that blurb. Now, do you have any information on exactly what a barley wine is?
I don't, but I can find out.
Before, I want to...
Simmo might be doing that.
I'm having a bit of a look, but I'm not having too much luck. It's bloody good stuff. What is in barley
ChatGPT
wine?
always sums it up.
Yeah,
pretty
that's
well.
true. I should have jumped in there.
I'll do that quickly. Do you have anything else that you want to... Any kind of chatting while I do this?
Oh, well, I'll just quickly mention the beer news that I mentioned to you guys beforehand, 'cause it's real quick. We love a good collaboration with a collaboration with a brewery or a beer collaborating with something else from outside the beer world. And one of Australia's top rock bands, Luca Brasi, have just released a lager Brasi, which you can get in a bunch of bottle shops in Tasmania and on tap in a couple of places, and hopefully at a few more places on the mainland at some point, because I'd like to try that, I think.
Yeah.
The new album was good.
I haven't listened to it yet. I need to.
And there was they were asked where is the best place for this to be drunk? And they're like, it's just like you drink it anywhere where you're getting around the boys.
Yeah.
No, I'm just referring to there was a Triple J interview that you showed me or
Yeah.
something to do with what was
Well,
it?
they're just a bunch
Is
of...
it called
They're like blokes I play footy with.
Luca Brewski?
Oh, I thought it was
An
called...
American Pale Ale?
I thought it was called
no,
Lager Brasi.
That might be a different one. That
I
might
think
be a
it
second.
must be a different one.
Duquesne Brewing.
What was the
good.
the date on that article? It was on their Instagram today.
Luca
I'm pretty
Brasi
sure.
also did a beer with Moo Brew, who are Tassie as well.
Oh, they've done a shit ton then. That's
Oh,
pretty cool.
that's great. Well, look into them. They should
should
do a
drill-
series.
If they do, we'll do it on the pod.
Yeah, stoked to... What's this one with Moo Brew?
Now, if you don't know about Luca Brasi, but you happen to be a basketball fan, you may know them
there you
as the
go.
band that does the song for the Jack Jumpers,
Yep.
I believe. And they've got like season tickets, so they get to go to all the games. And yeah, it's
So
pretty cool.
they did 2 collabs with Moo Brew for a festival. St. Helens Lager and Scamander Pale Ale. Yeah.
Tell you what, I think the best collab beer like that I've ever had was the... was it Black Hops that did the one British India Pale Ale?
Possibly.
That was great.
And
That was a great beer.
Young Henry's did a
Yeah.
Foo Fighters
Yeah.
beer. That was
Yeah.
good too.
UMI
Yeah,
PA.
with Tumut
Tumut.
River.
Yeah, that was pretty decent as well.
Decent.
Some cool stuff.
What have you got on barley wine? Because I've found it quite difficult to sort of nail it
So
down.
ChatGPT, I put in what is a barley wine in one paragraph. A barley wine is a robust and high alcohol beer style characterized by its strong malt presence, often with caramel and toffee-like flavors and a notable hop bitterness. It typically has a rich, full-bodied texture and a high alcohol content, usually ranging from 8 to 12% or even higher. Barley wines can be either American or English in style, with American versions often featuring more pronounced hop bitterness and citrusy notes, while English varieties tend to emphasize the malt sweetness and fruitness. Barley wines are often aged to develop complex flavors, making them a favorite among beer enthusiasts for sipping and savoring.
It reads like a red IPA.
Yeah.
More than
So
anything else.
this one's an American barley wine, just
Okay.
so you guys know as well.
Let's do it.
Delve into
Pour it.
Just do it. Tap of approval.
So, I think they released. There's like 3 other barley wines that they also released around the same time. But to save Simmo, I just got the standard barley wine because there's also like rum barrel aged, whiskey barrel aged.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, Simmo may pass away on the pod.
Yeah, geez. It just doesn't sit that well with those sorts of things when there is a. But it could be in my
Well,
head.
you're not a brown.
I'm not a brown liquor guy, but that's due to bad decisions made as a 16-year-old.
16.
Maybe
Yeah.
16.
I might have a quick barley wine just for a moment while you're pouring that. Just from a retail perspective,
With an H.
thank you, Dan Murphy's, for everything you do, and that's fine. Especially the local one, Aubrey, fantastic. They've had a refit. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed. So it
Yeah, I
looks a little
noticed
more
because it
modern.
made me super uncomfortable when they were doing it and I refused to go in.
Yeah, but they have moved. So they've moved all the whiskey section is still pretty similar to where it was. However, I think it's a little bit obvious how long some of the bottles have been there, and all of them are dusty as all shit. But like, you got to
Yeah,
get
like
someone in
after
with
you
a
drink one.
you got to get someone in with a feather duster, because from like a sales perspective, I'm looking at that going, how long's that been sitting there? It's like, do I want to buy it because it's like aged a little bit
Just
more?
get the
or-
Ryobi blower out.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I would say if they're doing a refit and there's dust, it's more
Could be
likely
that.
plaster dust.
Yeah.
That's
But
what
I
would say.
reckon first job for one of the casuals that morning is like, get the feather duster out.
Yeah.
You're on clean up duty.
Yeah.
The sanding. Someone's
Mate,
been sand.
next minute we go to Dan's after this. Gratzy's in line. He's like, "Oh, can I get a discount because it's got dust on it?"
I'll bring my feather duster in.
Yeah, how good.
Right, quiz. While you have this.
I'm afraid of this.
Pass the smell test.
Very afraid.
It's
It's quite fresh, and it does
pungent on the nose.
it does smell.
This is fruity, but in no way, shape, or form is it fruity like any pale or IPA we've ever had.
No,
Or
it's
sour.
Beautiful. Incredible. I love this stuff.
I'm having flashbacks to the
Oh,
Lost Palms episode.
see, I'd
I'd
have
have
to.
cola to this. Cola marmalade sort of.
Yeah, marmalade. Yeah, I can get that.
Trevor.
I would have to say So this is again something I wouldn't choose, but it'll be something I enjoy. This one's slightly more bitter than the one I'd had previously. But yeah, it's quite good. But I need to remember, sometimes when you don't like something, it's like, let's get it over with. I don't think it's wise to get this over with.
No, but the third sip I had was very different to the first sip I had.
Yeah,
No, but all I'm
builds.
saying is like if it's like, oh, this is a bit tough, I'll neck it. I'll end up on the ground.
Yeah.
But it's well made for what it is, definitely. And yeah, it's nice and clear. Like,
Oh.
look at that. And it is similar to the can
It's
colour.
incredible.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
It is thick.
Yeah, it is thick. It smells thick too.
Righto, to take your mind off its time.
Oh, sorry.
Let's do a quiz.
Yeah.
Let's get to know each other. What's your name?
My name is
Porter.
Porter.
Board, sir.
Borza Barrelsy.
Barrelsy. What's your birthday?
Well, if we were to combine the three, that would make it.
You're 90.
1990.
I'm
and I'm
87.
94, so the median would be what?
91?
Let's say.
No,
yeah, it was
90.
90.5.
Mine
roughly, so
drags it down.
Let's
a
go
bit.
91, and we'll go the middle of the year, which would be the 15th of the 6th, 1991.
This is just to get into the website, is it not?
What state do
Oh,
you
no.
live in? New South Wales?
Yeah.
What's your favourite kind of beer? Now, A, anything clean, crisp, and refreshing. B, hops are royalty. C, sour power. D, dark and broody. Or E, don't make me choose. I love them all.
I think two out of three ain't bad, so that's how
B.
we'll do it. If two agree, then we move on.
Well, so for me, I'm going with B.
I'm going with B also.
I'm
hops are
going
royalty.
with B too.
Hey.
Unanimous. Hops are royalty.
Holiday time, where are you going? Backpacking through wherever the flight special took me?
Nope.
Back to my all-time favourite holiday destination? Extensive interneting will tell me, or anywhere I haven't been. So mine, I'm torn between C and D.
I'm torn between B and D.
I guess it will be B.
For you?
Oh, sorry, D.
Anywhere I haven't been.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because particularly if it's overseas, I would try and.
Well, which is
cover
funny
somewhere else.
because, like, Simmo, your overseas holidays, you've been to America twice.
3 times?
Three
three
times.
times.
4 times? 3
I've
times.
been to Europe twice. You're
I've
the
been to
only
Europe
one.
twice.
Oh, yeah, you did go for your
Yeah.
Yep. So we're actually probably leaning more towards back to my all-time favorite holiday destination. 'Cause
Well, that's
we've
true.
both done. All
What do we
three
wanna-
of us
so
have
what
done
do you
the
And
wanna
same
do?
thing.
I revisited 2 places on the honeymoon from the first trip.
Yeah, but see, in saying that though, like if someone said, "Do you want to go on a holiday?" I'm like, "Where haven't I been?" I would lean towards that first.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm happy with D.
Okay.
We'll stick with D. What's your ideal vehicle? A. Lambo. B. Electric all the way. C. All-wheel drive. D. Simmo. If it runs, who cares?
SD.
Naturally,
SD.
naturally D.
Yeah, I think all of us are D. I'd love A, but
Can I just point out, the way you read that was like Gil McLaughlin at the Brownlow. It's the last thing. It's like Brisbane, L, Neil, 3 votes. You read that out for D exactly the same way.
because I was like, how am I gonna fit in an option here where it's like E, piece of shit car, but I don't want to buy a new one, but I'll spend the equivalent amount of money on this car as a new car.
So, translation, and it'll come up in the subtitles. 2002 VU Commodore.
Give it a
When
Google.
you're not drinking beer, you're probably drinking ... A. Hand me the happy hour menu. B. Whatever the bartender recommends. C. The most interesting cocktail on the menu. Or D. Not drinking beer. I don't follow.
D, 100% for me.
C, but I don't mind if D is.
Yeah, I don't
is-
drink cocktails. Happy hour, I don't really get time to go to. I've been known to ask what the bartender recommends, but it's always about beer. So
Yeah.
D. Not drinking.
Yep,
beer.
that's fine.
What kind of food do you most enjoy? A. Asian. B. Fine dining. C. Mediterranean. D. Sweet tooth. E. Pub grub. F. Whatever's in my fridge.
There's no Mexican, so I got to go pub grub, I think.
Yeah. Pub grub.
I would say Mediterranean is a real sneaky one, but I'm happy.
Yeah.
2 out of 3, pub grub.
Pub
There you go.
grub.
I like pub grub as well.
You've got a free weekend. Where are you most likely to be found? A. At home with my favourite show, Becoming One with the Couch. B. Hanging out at my local for a couple cold, satisfying pints. C. Rock climbing, hiking, swimming, anything outdoors. D. At a local venue checking out a cool new band. I reckon I'd do D if we had more options.
Same. Or C, because I like, if the weather's good, I'll do it, but not those activities.
Yeah, but it's hard to do anything outdoors with young families.
Yeah, and the outdoors for me in winter's footy, and in summer it's
Or
just
old dogs.
weird, I guess.
I'd be
Not that
A.
you're an old dog.
I
You're
am an old dog. I'd be A, 100%. So I guess
At
that's
home
what's
with
easy.
my favourite show. See, I don't know. I'm always trying to drag you guys out to the local for a couple of pints.
Well, that's true.
So I'm
Well, does this
I'm going
count as
B.
that? This counts as that.
Does this
pod-
count as
this
yeah, hanging
podcast
out?
counts
This
as
is
that.
the
B then.
not so good show.
I guess it's B. This is the local. This is B.
this is our local.
How many questions?
10,
Well,
did
it
you
said
say?
10.
Okay. We've got,
I reckon we're close to 10.
Yeah.
How would you describe your beer knowledge?
Fucking elite.
A. Beer
You
is
tell us.
A. Beer is beer. I just drink the stuff. B. Casual interest. I just care enough to find what I like. C. Beer master. My friends come to me with their questions. D. Growing passion. I've got the thirst for knowledge.
D.
I get
D.
asked so many questions. Though.
Yeah, C.
I'd say C, but
But I would say if we were talking with beer people, C is not.
I was going to say it almost feels like C should be D and D should be C.
Yeah, but growing passion. Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you agree? I'm just thinking with Beer Master, it's like if I'm talking a Maz, I'm not C.
No, but
if
the thing
I'm
is,
talking-
friends come to me with their questions. As they're the people that
Yeah,
don't
true.
know about beer. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Sign.
2 out of 3. Yeah, Beer Master.
Beer Master.
Master.
Wow. Let us know what you think about that, guys, if we're Beer Masters. Are you enjoying this quiz? A, it's making me look busy at work, so yes. B, yes, but I already know what I like. C, yes, and I'm posting about it on my Instagram story as we speak. D, so fun. What program did you use to make this? I need to Google it afterward.
That is in response to my question where I said, how many, how many, that's pretty funny. Yeah, cool. I'm happy with
Simo's
whatever.
going Harvey Norman interest free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Hold on.
I think
No.
that's funny. Like, it was well timed.
What are we going?
Yeah, but I already know what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enter email address.
Oh,
Just
one of those ones.
I'll put my email
Just
address
yours.
in.
One of those ones.
So then I have to fumble around trying to log into the border barrels.
Your result, using a science-based, completely infallible, rigorous interpolation of data used based on the answers you've given, we've calculated your personality. The straight shooter. You're a down-to-earth person of integrity and you're loyal to a fault. You'll stand by your favourite team even when they're losing, except for you, Essendon, you dogs. And you'll stand by your mates
It
no
actually
matter
says that.
what. You stick to your guns and people respect you for it. When it comes to beer, you know what you like. You don't need a fancy new beer every week. You just want damn good, tasty beer that you can rely on every time. Beer doesn't have to be complicated. But if it's fresh, fiercely independent and uses high-quality ingredients, hey, that's a bonus.
Bloody jump into my head, why don't you? Hey?
Yeah.
I thought it was beer style. I thought that's what we were doing.
Well, what's your go-to, the first four they've recommended? West Coast IPA, Pale Ale, Hazy Pale, Pilsner.
And 2 of the 4 I mentioned as my recommendation. So that is
Oh, there's
fantastic.
bloody more. There's
I've almost
more.
fallen over.
There's more.
Oh, is the recommendations just their website?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to be bloody it's not going to be bloody someone else.
Now, hang on.
VB.
One last bit of information. I don't know if you've got it, Hudson. Can you scroll up a little bit? Oh, no, you've gone off it. A little bit more. Rover.
Rover gang.
You may have
Rover
seen
gang,
the Rover
gang.
Henty Street Ale if you've ever been shopping at Aldi a couple of times a year.
Oh, yeah.
But also Dan's and all the big not multinationals, but the big retailers. So Hawkers do that range of beers. There's another
Okay,
brewery that does
cool.
something as well. Is it Hargraves Hill that did
Yeah,
the
Hargraves Hill do Beatnik.
Beatnik? Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's some bloody beer news for you.
I
didn't
just
you?
saw this on Hawkers as well. They do something cool that we really like. The Trio of Dips, it's called, and it's
Do that every Sunday.
yeah. Well, what they've done for this one is Cascade 3 ways. So they've got West Coast IPA with US grown Cascade, West Coast IPA with New Zealand grown Cascade, and West Coast IPA with UK grown Cascade.
Yeah, nice.
So we like that because it helps us learn.
yeah,
we like
absolutely.
learning.
Yeah, it's good.
Despite being beer masters
Well,
and not needing to
well,
learn.
beer master. Is that with
We're
the,
beer masters to people we know, but we're not beer masters to people that know more than us.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, Zach's also like he's a baiting master. You'd say he's a masturbator.
No, actually, I was on the I was on the debating team.
leaderboard
I was on the
for
debating team at school, but it was usually about like subject to subject. So I was in the maths group. So yes, I was definitely a maths
Would that
debater.
be? Would you be maths
debater?
debater?
Yay, missed the punchline.
Debated en masse.
Or a masturbator? Master debater?
Well, all that master.
Yeah, sorry, that's a lot of-
Masturbator and
And-
commander.
and I was just a plain wanker.
Can we just go back to the beer real quickly?
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It tastes like a red IPA without the hops. And funnily enough,
Okay,
Simmo
yeah,
hasn't
right.
even
funnily enough,
scored it. He
when I
likes
went
it
back
that
to read the
much.
can, I noticed that on Hawker's description, they don't mention hops or hoppiness.
Yeah.
Like the ChatGPT description did about barley wine. So,
But didn't ChatGPT say that England was more like that? Oh no, hop bitterness is American, yeah.
but hops is only a 2 out of 5 on this, which, yeah, so I've given it I could probably up that as advertised to a 4.25 because of that. But just quickly, for my entire ratings board, I've only got one score under a 4.25, and it's the can art for the Impending Doom.
There you go.
That's huge.
What do you
That is
reckon
huge.
Simmo gave this on Untapped?
3.5.
3.7.
Oh, I nearly said it. What do you think now, Simon?
I think it's 3.75 good. No, it's good. It's very strong. It's very strong. It's well made. It's delicious.
Yeah, Simmo's you're not super into those spirity styles. so-
Yeah, yeah.
So this one comes in at 11th on the BBB RS. So we've
Okay.
got the new number 1, number 3, and number 11.
Does that mean they're number one brewery now? Through that, have we done that through that?
I haven't
dispersion?
got that
Well, just
data, but we can.
just adding up the stats. I reckon that's got to be. Sure.
Yeah, to be close. And then we've also got the number 2, number 9, and number 18 on Untapped.
That's some big movement right
That's
there.
pretty
That's
big.
huge. That is. Yeah, it's very good. All right, well done, Maz. Good on you.
Yeah,
certainly filled me up.
Yeah.
not even finished. Oh, Simmo was the first one to finish.
He sculled it.
Yeah, I did
Oh,
that.
he
yeah.
did it. He did
Strategic.
what he hated doing.
Yeah, that's
If
true.
I don't really like it, I'll smash it.
Yeah, exactly. But
No,
anyway,
but you gave it a score like you did like it. Like,
no. So I've changed it, right? So if it went on taste and whatever, you know, it might be a little bit different. But like the style, what it is for the style, how like you can still taste that it's quality. I think that's where I've changed. It's like, you know how people, you give them a pale ale or something fruity and they used to drink Carlton Draft, like, nah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't suck. You're just not,
It's just
you're not
different to
that
what
keen
you
on
want.
it. So yeah, there is a bit of that in there, but I can still taste that it's well made and etc.
and we could not have given you that beer at the beginning of this podcast. I don't think. Well, we could have, but you would not have liked it as much. I don't believe.
I would have been very confused.
Yeah,
Did someone just bump their teeth?
I didn't. Mean.
Oh, because when he was putting it to his mouth, I was like, geez, they're not going to be there.
No, see, like I'm not. Is that something you've done in the past? You lead with your teeth, I reckon.
Oh,
you've done.
yeah. So I've it's sort of smoothed out over time. I've chipped my tooth maybe twice. Once was with a Beck's bottle when I may have been under the influence of something else.
Brown liquor.
No, it wasn't brown liquor. I'd had a
Brown grass.
I'd had a big joint that night, and then the other time was
I didn't
just
expect you to say that.
me being silly. Yeah.
No, I usually lead with an in breath, which is bad. Like anything with like you know, powdered sugar on top or anything like that. I'm always the guy that puts it to my mouth. And goes,
Mate. yeah, mate.
yeah, or like breathing whilst I'm drinking. I have a habit of doing that.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Well,
Like drowning my lungs.
I'd happily drown in any of those 3 beers we had.
absolutely. So yeah, bloody just
Drink
a
away,
bit of a recap. Thanks to Hawkers, thanks to Maz. What a legend. Beers were great. Artwork was great. Gratzy's got something over the other side.
No, it's just a half-hearted thumbs up because I'm so relaxed now.
Thank you, Hawkers.
Thank you. I want to
Now, watch this
say
drive.
thank you to Hawkers. No, but thank you very much. We'll be back soon with some more tasty beers.
From Zach.
Yes.
Zach.
Hope you've bought 'em.
Watch out for the Zach. It's Zach.